long piece of chicken.
Eating the world's biggest chicken tender.
A tibble of my tongue touched and almost put me into the next year.
So he messaged me saying, mate, I'm making something hotter. To which I replied, how the fuck is that even possible? Because what you made was the hottest chili that is in existence. And he goes, mate, I've just imported something that I am sure no one else in Australia has got. It's called the silencer. So I've reached out.
Sounds like Liam Neeson's new movie.
The silencer. So I've reached out to Drasco and said, mate, feel free to launch it on the pod on Hammer's Happy Hour. I'd happily be the first to try it. Well, not happily, reluctantly, but I'd do it.
Mate, there's interesting things going on. You've got live updates on the...
So it's cricket. Yep,
yes.
We're at... I'll get those up.
Allan Border Medal's happening.
Allan Border Medal's happening right now.
Mitch Marsh won that last year, by the way.
Mitch Marsh did win that last year, and where is he now? They've fucking sacked him.
Yeah,
because he was fat and unfit. And
he wasn't fat and unfit. He liked having a beer, but he's like form dropped a little bit. I mean, there's players in worse form than Mitch Marsh.
Has been in shit form.
Yeah, correct.
So Young Cricketer of the Year was... the Bradman Young Cricketer of the Year was Sam Constas, which was ridiculous. He played one really good test and then they dropped him. So how the fuck can he be the Young Cricketer of the Year?
I don't know. Maybe there was no other young cricketers of the year.
Potentially. I'd like to... Bo Webster was the men's domestic player of the year.
Slug
The
Webster.
women's domestic player of the year, Georgia Vole, and then Chloe Answorth was the young cricketer of the year. I'd like to know the criteria for that.
While you're getting us live updates,
Josh Hazelwood, the test player of the year.
So does he win the Allan Border because of that? No, they combine them.
Nah, they combined it. It's everything. Ash Gardner, women's ODI, and Travis Head, the men's. Travis Head will win the Allan Border medal. There you go, done.
Yeah, I'd like to see.
He was so good this year.
I'll
spew up if Pat Cummins wins it.
What? Why?
Fucking Alinta Energy Pat. Piss off. Look at him. Carbon footprint Cummins. That's what we should call him.
So if he wins...
off to India again and get you 3.8 million. How's their carbon footprint, Pat?
I wonder how their trophy is made. Like, it could be... Do you think it'd be made environmentally safe?
Pottery.
Just a change
Clay,
to a completely different direction of the world.
He's a very good player.
I don't know if you've seen the... is it the Grammys or the Golden Globe? What's going on now?
Grammys.
The one where... Kanye West's partner is just naked. Naked.
Yeah, I did
She had a dress on. It's just completely see-through with nothing underneath.
Yeah. Sorry.
Outrageous.
Yeah, that was fucking ridiculous. I saw that and I was like, had to zoom in, obviously. But like, I thought it was one of those ones where it was, when you get those aprons that is like a naked apron?
Yeah.
It wasn't one of them.
No, it was actually just
It was
her
like
skin.
a stocking material that was...
She was naked, mate.
Like,
it wasn't like she was sort of naked. She was naked.
Just naked.
And Kanye West
She was basically wearing a full-size condom. Like, completely naked. A full-size condom.
Kanye was just standing next to her like literally deadpan.
That was the weirdest thing that was that. Did you see what Jaden Smith was wearing?
It was even worse.
Was that the box? Is this the box that his head?
He's wearing a black
house.
gingerbread house on his head.
It's a gingerbread house on his head.
Can we pull
Jaden Smith up? You can pull
Also-
Jaden Smith up. You can't pull Kanye's wife.
Also,
'cause
his
that would get
sister,
taken down.
the other Smith. What's the sister's
No idea
name?
what the other
So
one's name
old
is.
Yeah,
mate
she's
Smith.
wearing. Yeah,
What's
Who?
it?
Willow Smith.
Willow's gone crazy as well. She's
So-
wearing something.
Jada? Is that right?
Jaden Smith.
Jaden.
Jaden's the
Jaden.
mum.
Jada is the mum.
Yeah.
And then Jaden's the son.
Jaden's the
Yeah.
son, yeah.
There's a
And
bit
Will's
of
the
And
dad
Will.
and Willow's the daughter.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
My mind has been blown off its fucking neck.
Yeah.
That's the Smiths.
Will Smith's
That's the Smiths, mate.
daughter is Willow.
Yeah, and Jada Smith's son
sorry.
is Jaden.
I'm sorry.
So Jaden's the
I
one
got
that was
severe
on.
problems
Look at
with
him.
that. You are absolutely kidding me. That looks like a skit, mate.
Imagine if you're sitting behind him.
fuck
You'd be like,
is
mate, I can't see. There's
Harry
a giant
Potter
house.
hog. What is that?
Sorry, fucking hell, Jaden, move, man. I'm trying to set you duck. Meanwhile, I'm looking at this fucking black turret on the back right of your.
Sorry. No, that's not real. That's not real.
That's
It
real.
is.
That's the dumbest thing I've
I'll tell you
ever
what
seen
I'd
in my
love to
life.
see. I'll tell
His
you-
face is looking like he's having the best time ever.
Can we pull that back up? I'd like to just quickly chat through this. So the thing about him is he would be fully serious about that. That's not a joke. That's actually him. Like he was on this
Yeah, no,
podcast a while.
Oh my god.
He was on this podcast not long ago saying like talking about how friends his age don't get what it's like to be famous, and he's like made this thing. He's like, can we talk about the political and economic state of the world right now? Like, fuck off, mate. You're 18, grow up.
And you're wearing a fucking
And you're
house.
wearing a house. But what I would love to have seen is because
The longer I look at that,
it's the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Reporters at these sort of things are like stupid. Like they're very fucking woke and they try and buy into it all and they're like, oh my God,
What's
this is
the metaphor?
so beautiful. What's the metaphor? I would love to hear like a reporter ask him about what inspired the look and try because like they would be serious about it. It would be like this is so what a daring, bold statement you're making, Jaden. Whereas if it was an Aussie reporter, I'd be like, mate, you got a fucking house on your head. What are you doing? What the fuck
Hammer
is
does
this?
the Oscars.
Hammer does the Grammys. Kanye, she's naked, and Jaden's got a house on his head. So what the fuck's happening here?
Very good.
I'm going to have to try and find one of those interviews because
That's been the week, Dan. For
Yeah,
us.
there we go. All right, well then let's just bloody get into it. Here we go. In what's being considered the biggest trade story in NBA history, Luka Doncic has been shipped to the Los Angeles Lakers for Anthony Davis and some other stuff. To try and put this into perspective, boys, in AFL terms, let's just get this out of the way and talk about it a bit more. What do you guys equate this to in AFL land? Where are we? For those who don't really understand what Luka Doncic is or who he is, if you follow the AFL, let's have a think about that.
Yeah, so whoever doesn't follow whoever doesn't follow the NBA, Luka Doncic was the trade from one end, and Anthony Davis was essentially the trade on the other end. There was a few things going on the side. So Anthony Davis and a future first-round pick was given for Luka Doncic, which, in my opinion, would be the equivalent of trading Marcus Bontempelli and a future first-round pick. Like, AD's a fucking star, so is the Bont, and a future first-round pick for someone like Caleb Sarong, like the future of a football club, or Harley Reid.
I went with, that's interesting you said Bontempelli. Can we get the little split screen you're working on? Oh, boy. Sorry,
Fuck,
Jane.
look at that.
Don't hide that away anywhere,
That's
mate.
nice,
You know,
Jane.
you
I
just
like that a
don't
lot.
hide that away. This is where we need to be at when we're doing this, okay?
Yep.
So Jaden's
like
been
this.
working on this.
Jaden, he's happy with his work,
Jaden
and I'm
Smith
happy
back
with it
here.
too.
Jaden
Jaden
Smith.
Smith with a house on his head.
We should make Jaden work with the house except for the rest of the week. All right, so we'll do that. However, I thought it was more like, and I just want to take all the picks and stuff. Like,
Yeah, get rid of the picks.
Right, just AD for Luka. I thought it'd be more like Bont for Nick Dacos. And that, for me, has Collingwood being a side that people don't like.
Yep.
That's the Lakers. But
So you
the
think-
fans of the Lakers like the Lakers. Everyone else doesn't like
So
the
you're
Lakers.
equating AD to Nick Dacos?
Yes. No. Bontempelli is... Sorry, yes, that is correct. That is correct. AD, Nick Dacos, goes to the Bulldogs.
Yeah.
You know, not a bad club and can win games
Yeah.
like Dallas, but they're kind of just like a club.
Yeah.
Right, so that's Nick Dacos going to the Bulldogs and then Bont coming to Collingwood and then a bunch of picks.
The reason I say that it's Bont is the equivalent of AD in this scenario is because Anthony Davis has been a perennial star. Like, he's been very, very good forever. Never won, like, he's won a couple of championships, never won MVP, has always been like the A grader, but has never like been the best in the comp.
Right.
And so Bont has always been that. He's been at the pinnacle, won a flag. He's always been considered one of the best players, never won one. And Luka is going to be a star. He's 25, and it's like he's already a franchise player, but he's just been shifted. And it's fucking baffling. Nick Dacos would be a good... Nick Dacos is the best representation of Luka in this situation.
And the LA is Collingwood, right? Because the
Everyone-
Lakers, everyone hates
Everyone's
them.
like, fuck off, whatever.
Yeah, correct. But
You're right.
But they're
Luka-
continually
yeah.
good. But they're continually
Luka
good.
Luka would be Nick Dacos. That's the best way to put it.
So that's AFL terms. That's how
fucking
that looks. If we
ridiculous.
can get out of me and at Hamish and go
like
to
that.
Dan. Dan, can you break this down for us? How did this go, mate? Can
Look
I
at the
interview you?
crestfallen cons.
Mate, what happened?
Okay, here's the thing. I understand all of the comparisons of like skill levels and stuff like that, but what we're forgetting is the fact that the Dallas Mavericks in the back end of the Dirk Nowitzki era were awful. They were just so bad. They were maybe the worst three teams for 2 or 3 seasons. At the end of that, there was this light at the end of this tunnel where they had a top 3 pick in the draft, and Luka Doncic was there, right? They make a trade. They actually had the 5th pick of the draft. They traded up to get the 3rd pick. They grabbed Luka Doncic, who very quickly became the cornerstone of a franchise that all of a sudden gave the Dallas people and the fans from around the world gave us hope and something to look for. Like, oh my gosh, we have maybe the next Michael Jordan coming in to play for this franchise. By the age of 25, he's been 5-time first team, like all Australian, all Australian essentially.
You've traded Ali Reid.
He has.
Could be the boy.
He took us to the finals last year. Okay, he's an MVP candidate every year. He will potentially overtake. He'll become the best player in the league in the next 10 years. It's without a question. He is so bloody good. and he's 25. There's still 10 years of good Luka Doncic. Yeah. It's insane that this guy, mid-season, when he's still...
He was fat.
Someone's typing. Thank you for the backing. This is why I equate him to Harley Reid, okay? So the West Coast Eagles...
Don Pike and Harley Reid.
The West Coast Eagles have endured some woeful years, right? And we've finally
on
got
the back of
something...
the Shannon Hearn era. The Will Schofield era.
Yeah, we got something on the back of that time. We were rewarded with Harley Reid, who in the next 10 years is probably going to be the best player in the league. He's just so bloody good. And it'd be like Don Pike going, oh, you know what? Oh, Harley's been a bit out of shape the last couple of seasons. Hasn't lived up to expectations completely. And you know what? Harley hasn't told us he wants to leave the West Coast Eagles, but we're going to trade him anyway just because. And rip the heart out of
Who are you going to get?
Freaking.
You get rid of Harley, who are you bringing in?
It doesn't matter because you've just handicapped and you've ruined the future of the West Coast Eagles by just...
sure does sound like a pre-imminent Harley Reid situation.
Luka Doncic has never said ever that he wanted to leave the franchise. He could have signed a 5-year, $350 million contract with the Dallas Mavericks. He can't do that anywhere else. And Nick, freaking the GM of the Dallas Mavericks, has just completely gone all in on Anthony Davis for the next 2 years. Do you know what he said today in a press conference? They said, what do you think about the future? He said, the future, man, in 10 years' time, I'll probably be gone. Like me and Jay Kidd, we could be, though you guys are probably
talking about himself.
Yeah, like this is what, like, Nico Harrison just thinks like, I want to win the next 2 years. Who cares if the franchise is ruined in 10 years' time? Because I'm probably not going to be here.
Sounds like when
Nico Harrison has just
when
ruined
Mick
it.
Malthouse was on the way down and just fucking ruined Carlton on his way out. It was just fucking everyone off, getting rid of everyone, making shit draft me. Just ruined Carlton on his way out.
So, to me...
That is fucking...
So that's why the player comparison is, yes, probably Nick Dacos being traded away from the Collingwood Magpies for something in return.
What happens... if Dallas wins the championship this year with AD?
Who cares? Honestly, could not give...
Is that right?
What? Yeah, it's whatever. I don't care. I don't care. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. I could watch Luka Doncic for the next 10 years of my life as a fan.
Okay, let's be serious.
Let's be serious.
As a fan.
Yep, as a fan.
Let's say you keep Luka for 10 years, you never win a championship, or you get rid of him and you win this year. Are you telling me you wouldn't get rid of him?
Wouldn't get rid of him.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. That's a shit
You're
fan.
still emotional.
You'd put that out to the Dallas Mavericks fandom. I guarantee
If you put that out to the Dallas Mavericks fandom, you've got a shit fandom. Because if you're willing to keep one guy and never win versus get rid of him and win, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Well,
that's loyalty to a player. That's not loyalty to the franchise.
No, the franchise has proven not to be loyal at all and just got rid of a 25-year-old without even consulting
Dan,
him.
I get it. You're angry.
Here's the other
Dan,
thing.
You're angry.
Here's the other thing, Nico Harrison.
Hear me out.
Today,
we haven't given him any time.
Today, he
Who's Nico
came
Harrison?
out and said...
Who the hell's this guy?
He's the GM. He's the guy that makes the calls.
Is he the new Mark Cuban?
No, he's not the owner.
Cubes?
Cubes
still own it?
Cubes sold most of his shares of the team to some Muppets.
Cubes would be spewing.
So Nico Harrison called Rob Pelinka, the GM of the Los Angeles Lakers, and said, hey, I got a trade proposal for you. He goes, all right, what do you got? He goes, Luka Doncic. He goes, ha, whatever, stop joking around. He goes, no, seriously. And he goes, well, who else is interested? No, I'm calling you first. There you go. Do you want him? Yeah, sure, okay. All right, there you go. Let's get it done. Like, didn't even shop him around for 5 first-round picks. Like, it's just dumb, Nico Harrison. What are you doing?
I can hear the frustration.
I can't.
Let me just rephrase my hypothetical in a more dulcet tone so that you actually understand what I'm saying.
Sold the future.
Open your ears.
Open your ears and listen to this.
All right, listen.
And put your Dallas Mavericks hat on. Trade Luka Doncic.
It's already on, mate.
Trade Luka Doncic. Win the championship this year.
Yep.
That's hypothetical 1. Just maybe that might happen. Hypothetical 2 is you didn't trade Luka Doncic today. He stays at the Dallas Mavericks, but you have 10 years of being okay but never win, and then he retires.
You've put this to him already.
I know, but I'm saying it in a more dulcet tone.
All right.
You're honestly telling me as a fan, you would take option B.
So we win this year, and then for the next 9 years, I don't get to watch Luka.
No. So you win this year, and then whatever happens in the next 9 years happens.
Yep.
Or you don't win this year, you keep Luka, and you guys are just good, but you never win.
Mediocre.
You've got Luka, but you're all right. You just don't win. And as a fan,
I would take 10 years of knowing that I get to watch Luka
It's the
and it be...
stupidest thing.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Because
No.
who knows if we
You're
win
being
once and then we bottom out for the next
Well, who
9 years.
cares?
You can't guarantee me we're going to be good, but I can guarantee you we're going to be good with Luka Doncic on the team for the next 10 years.
But we've just guaranteed you won't
Hamish
win.
has guaranteed you
I've
a
guaranteed
championship.
It's more
you-
than winning basketball. Like watching basketball and watching your team's more than just winning a championship.
No, it's not.
Dan's dumb.
It is.
Dan
There's
doesn't.
no chance. There's no chance it's better than just winning 1 year. I'd
Yes, it is.
rather 10 years of like good basketball than just getting one good year, guaranteed. You don't know what's going to happen 9 years after.
Ask the Western Bulldogs fans what they
Ask
think.
St Kilda.
Ask St Kilda how shit not winning is.
Ask Essendon how the last 25 years
Yeah,
has
mate.
gone.
The Bulldogs have been
Mate,
like,
Essendon take a final win, not even a grand final win. If we're talking about.
yeah.
All right, that's Luka Doncic and the AFL. Should we talk about something else?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, the Freemantle Dockers leadership team has been selected for the 2025 season. With
Moose.
Alex Pearce leading the way again alongside Brayshaw, Sarong, O'Meara, Switkowski, Young, and Tracy.
And
Is
the
there-
big fucking kahuna.
Is there
Josh
anyone
Tracy.
not in the leadership team at this point in time? Will Schofield, this lineup for the Fremantle Dockers, your thoughts?
Okay, I like it a lot. Spoke about this today on radio, and I've been thinking about it since. Leadership to me, right, in football clubs is about not necessarily your best player and not necessarily about your best player being the captain, but it is about the mid-tier of leadership that speaks up and down, both to younger players and older players. You need like the middle part of your list, which West Coast literally don't have, like not quality, like they don't even have players that exist in the middle tier of their list. But Fremantle have this absolute core of players that can speak up and down. They can talk to Andy Brayshaw, the vice captain, and they can speak to Cooper Simpson, the second-year player at the club. They can speak up and down. And Josh Tracy embodies that from what I'm hearing at the football club. What he's been able to do on and off the field from a professionalism standpoint has increased significantly since his first time at the club. And Josh Tracy was never going to be anything different than what he is right now. He was going to be the player he was last year the second I laid eyes on him and everyone else laid eyes on him. This kid needed time in the system, got that last year, superstar. Yes, the big kahuna. Is anyone missing the question? I don't think so. I think Fifey needs to be out of it. You can't have Fifey in the leadership group. I don't know. What do you think? You're close to
I
the
like it a
situation.
lot. Firstly, on the big kahuna, I love him. I reckon he's a star. I knew he was going to be good, a bit like you, but differently. The first night they got drafted, the first week they were here,
Right.
I was with Andrew, and a few of the boys were going out in Freo one night. So I
Yes.
had pre-drinks with them. Big kahuna.
Great.
First time he's ever been in Perth.
This is what we need.
I roll out and we go to Dan Murphy's before going back to Andrew's place, and he goes, "Oh, what do you drink here, boys?" And I said, "I drink Shelters, mate. Come and grab a slab."
Yeah,
He goes,
great.
"Oh shit, okay, beautiful, no worries." We're there for 3.5 hours. He has 20 of the 24 beers, and then rolls out to Benny's. I'm like, well, there you go. The big kahuna is my guy, and he's my man. And from there, he's just gone from strength to strength. But on the leadership group as a whole, I like the top three. No issue with them. I think that's perfect.
Yeah.
The next four are where, as you said, you make or break. Love every inclusion they've got going there. O'Meara
Sweeter,
is an old, calm head who still plays some good footy. Switkowski, I think, is so underrated in the whole AFL landscape. He's very rated in Fremantle. But outside of that, it's like, well, fuck, who's this little kid?
Can I give you a little bit of Switter insight? So I
Yes.
played with him at Peel. When my first year out, retired, I played with Peel.
Yep.
And I must have been in the forward line.
Yep.
God knows what I was doing. I think I was doing forward ruck.
Forward
for a
ruck
bit
craft,
there.
yeah.
Fucking brilliant. And this isn't a game.
Yep.
And look, this is with all due respect to Switter because he is an elite player.
Yep.
I was paying no real attention to who was playing that day.
Yep.
It might have even been a practice game. And some player was just yapping positional stoppage setups
Yep.
where you should and shouldn't be, standards on. And I was like, who the fuck is this
kid?
bloke? Sam Switkowski.
Sam Switkowski.
And he's a gun. And that's
He's
what
a
you need
weapon.
on the footy field. And since that moment, I've been like, elite, unbelievable.
Yeah, so I'm all for the Fremantle leadership group. I think, as you said, Fifey out is probably where it needs to be.
Was
Like,
he out last year?
I think he was. He doesn't need to focus on anything else but himself.
Correct.
Get himself right and figure out when it's all going to be over.
They'd want Hayden Young in there, which
They'd-
he is after he sied a 17-year deal
Yeah.
to be at the football club.
Yeah,
So it's
can't
gonna
have a
be
man in there for 1,000 years and him not be in the leadership
I
group.
personally like more backmen. If I had to put a request in, like Hayden Young's not back. Like, there's only one backman, and it's the captain.
Yeah,
Or
Pretty good backman.
leadership.
Luke
groups.
Ryan would be nice back there
Yeah,
calling some of the shots.
I'd happily have him. Brennan Cox, I'd happily have him.
Yeah.
But We won't get that. Look, the announcement just gets me further to
Yeah, I'm
Fremantle
on
winning the
Freo.
flag.
I'm all on them. All in on Fremantle.
Single captain, which we like.
Yep.
I like the dual vices. We saw that come into in the play last year, and it worked well because speaking to Andy, your brother, and speaking to Caleb separately, they found elements great, but they also found elements challenging. And I think if you have just one of those guys, goes to shit pretty quickly if they're not handling it as well.
Yep.
Nailing it.
Yep.
Nailing it.
One of them becomes the sole captain probably in a couple of years if Pierce leaves.
It's going to be a good fight. It's going to be like the bloody national election. Bloody amazing.
Let's go into the next one. Who's going to win the national? No, I'm joking. Let's get to some.
Who's Peter Dutton?
Just a quick update. No update on cricket.
Just an update. No update.
Just an update. There's no update on cricket. But Drasko's question, you serious? Question mark.
Great.
I'm going to say yes.
Perfect.
I would do it live in venue, naked. If I was
Wow. Do we have the rights for that?
Naked Hamish?
Naked Hamish? Probably. Let's go to the bonus. Hammer, speaking of naked, North Melbourne has tabled a 7-year deal for LDU, but it's not all good news at Arden Street. Oh, no. George Wardlaw set to miss a chunk of time following a high-grade hammy injury, and I do have some intel from a YouTube comment here that says... please let Scully and Hammer know that Luke Urquhart is romping preseason training for the Boners when the Boner Chat comes up. Well, it's happening right now, so Luke Urquhart is romping.
I'll touch on Luke in a little
Hammer,
bit.
let's get a bit of a vibe check on the Boners.
So, I reckon we are probably getting out near the Western Jets. Like, we're closer to Ballarat than we are to Melbourne. That's a Bacchus Marsh. We're probably Murniong-ish. We're just a little bit past. We are starting to get firm. We're warming up. And, you could do some things with this.
Is that right?
I think you could start to get physical with this. But LDU is just a table deal. He hasn't signed it yet. Has he?
Yeah, no, they just tabled it. But why would he not?
How do we know they've tabled it?
North Melbourne.
Sources.
North Melbourne have just said, everyone, let's put some pressure on this kid. But no, they've tabled that. I was full Bacchus, and now a little bit down.
You've released.
No, I was at Ballarat and then Wardlaw, and so I was a bit disappointed because
what's Georgie done?
Said 8 to 12 weeks.
12-week hamstring.
That's a tendon.
Which is tendon. So devastating because for me, he is he reminds me a lot of Ben Cunnington. Not as stocky and probably couldn't run through a physical brick wall, but plays like that. He's black boots, no fuss, doesn't do anything special with his hair, just fucking wakes up and says, geez, you look good, George, let's get after it.
Got some left and right that comes
left and right, clean as a whistle, and just an aggressive pit bull of a human being.
Very good interview we had with him as well on the Back Chat podcast. So go have a look, search George Wardlaw Back Chat, and you'll see that there.
Yeah, I just think he is going to be a massive loss, but from what I'm hearing on the inside, O'Sullivan fucking flying.
Oh, he's their first rounder?
First pick, fucking flying. The addition of Parker and JD has been exceptional to that football club.
That was always going to happen.
And they are poised to, as I said, win more premierships than anyone in the next 10 years. But they are going to be... They're going to be an issue for teams this year.
May I give you a bit more info from YouTube?
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks to Jordan Smith.
Keep him coming, by the way.
Hey, gents, saw Jackson Archer at work this morning at 6:45 a.m. He'd just come from a 10K run before training.
This is what we need for the Boner Chat. We need to start hearing stupid stories, and we need to start getting them going. I remember a time when it used to happen at West Coast, and they just used to be made up. I don't know if you ever heard the Robert Harvey, clocked the beep test. I did. Right? That never happened. You're not going to do
21.
that.
21 was the beep test stops at level 21.
I would like to hear a bit of Boner Chat where we start hearing some stupid things like Jake Darling just bench pressed 280 kilos 3 times. I was flying. Luke Urquhart from YouTube.
Yes, here we go.
Aquinas boy.
Yep.
West Australian state representative last year.
I'm all in on him because you're all in on him.
He has every attribute to play round one, this kid. And I'm talking, so he can good runner, hard inside, big bodied mid, can break the lines, can kick long. Questions on his 10 to 25 metre kicking, like small kicks.
Who the fuck kicks
25
anyway?
Who literally gives
Tell me the last time Pat Dangerfield's kicked one 15 metres.
Yeah, correct.
Never.
Fifey. Fifey, you reckon he's chiseling one through the middle?
He can't kick.
Physically
physically
two-time Brownlow medalist. So Luke Urquhart, two-time Brownlow medalist. Mate, He's a gun, but more importantly, he's just a good kid, mate. Gets
Yeah,
it, listens,
fuck, I like
does
that.
what he's told. Like,
That's exactly what you want.
Mate.
The other thing about the bonus that
and I'm pretty sure he was doing shuttle runs before training.
Yeah.
He broke the beep test.
Yeah. So
on the way to work.
we spoke about the one captain thing and the captaincy before. Luke McDonald saying, "Jai, this is yours, mate. Fucking roll with the ship."
Really
That's fucking good. I've got a kid. I think his wife's having octuplets, so he's got a few more on the way.
Who does?
What?
Luke McDonald's wife's pregnant with octuplets.
Isn't that 8?
Tuplets.
Yeah, that's 8.
No.
Yeah, obviously.
Jeepers.
Actually, he already got me within 5 seconds.
Got him.
That's amazing.
Anyway, so he stepped aside and said, "You
I
just
need a
run
bit
the
of time
ship."
with the kids.
need to get the house in order. I'm building the nursery. it's
a flat.
Yeah, it's a flat. I've got a basement,
houses.
2 basements, and 4 stories. So he's just and Jai is going to run with it now, and the Shees is in the leadership because Shees is the vice captain.
I don't know if I like how excited you're getting me about the bonus.
Mate, I am.
They playing finals this year?
No, they're not playing finals. 7 wins.
I tell you who won't.
7
And I don't think we're
wins.
covering these guys today, so it's a good place. But who won't be making finals is the Western Bulldogs.
Oof.
Liam Jones just confirmed
Hammy.
bad hammy, 8 to 12
Wonder if
week.
it's similar to the Wardlaw one.
Well, I'd say it would be. And this is injury time right now. We got the full ramp up since Chrissy. Right now is when they start doing them. Mate, Liam Jones is so important to them. Jamari Ugle-Hagan, I don't know if he plays this year, to be really honest, from what I'm hearing. I don't think he plays at all this year.
I agree.
There's the 2 key pillars at either end of the ground.
You're a real strong.
And Adam Treloar is injured badly.
Yeah, badly.
So
unless Marcus Bontempelli wins the Brownlow by 40 votes.
Well,
So I'll table you this.
Bulldogs don't play finals. That's what I'd like to say.
Well, I would like to put something to you on
You'd
that.
like to riddle me something.
No. So I don't mind that stance by you.
You don't like it.
But no, I don't hate it, but I don't love it. I'm undecided on where they're going to finish. But if you're so bullish on it, I'd love you to put a little bit on the line.
Thanks to TABtouch.
Ooh.
No. Thanks to Drasco's Hot Chicken. Drasco's just come out with a silencer. If Bulldogs don't make the finals, you have to finish a nugget, a silencer nugget. Not the full chicken wing. You have to finish a silencer nugget.
Right.
Because the silencer will be out by then, and I'll have tried it.
And if they don't make finals,
I finish an entire silencer.
you're going to do that. So I'm going to raise a step.
Okay.
You know how like normal anti-inflams, like during the year, you just, most people just take them.
Yeah.
And then they've got the bullets. You know what they do with those?
Oh, you want me to insert
Oh,
rectally?
wow.
You want me to do a silver bullet up the bum?
Isn't that just
of
isn't that
the
just
silencer.
good though?
Of the silencer.
I would
the
like the tip. I would like the tip
silencer.
of the silencer, rectally inserted.
I'm not. That's the stupidest thing ever.
Oh.
Why would I do that?
Because Bulldogs don't play finals. Why would I
How
make?
strong are you on them making finals?
No, not at all. I'm saying I'm undecided as to where they're going to finish. I'm not going to say, fuck yeah, let me shove a spicy chicken on my bum. What a dumb thing to bet on for me.
Look.
But I'll come up with...
I would say the same thing for me. What do I get out of this?
Because you
Being
you
right.
came in a little
You
bit strong
came
on
in so
Bulldogs
strong.
not making finals.
I'll come up... If they do make finals... So, no, if they don't, I will do something. But it's
Just
not
won't
like...
rectally insert.
I won't rectally insert the spiciest chicken on the planet.
I thought I'd ask.
Yeah, well, yeah, great for asking.
Let's go to some YouTube
We can mull
comments
that over for a bit.
before we move on. We'll work out the logistics
I don't agree to that
of
at the
chicken
moment.
in butts. Jordan Smith, not Jordan Smith, Jackson Bowen, friend of the family.
Yeah, Jacko.
Boners or Freo to win more premierships in the next 10 years?
Bonus.
Boners, there we go.
Freo
Freo
are going to win this year.
Yep.
And then
North
and next year they're going to go back to back.
And then North
And then North will win 8.
Okay, 8 in a row. TGR 2009.
TGI Fridays.
Beep test says that beep test stops at 25 these days. Used to be on a CD, now it's in an app form. So the beep test has gone.
And just let me tell you, Steve Montighetti from back in the day, any great endurance runner, Ned Brockman who just runs for months on end,
Just for a laugh.
they aren't breaking past 20. It's just not happening.
Okay.
No one's breaking the beep test.
Start in 5 seconds.
I'm going to go.
Ready.
So this is the first level of the beep test.
Okay.
7.
5 seconds. Hang on.
4.
3. So you take off
Beep.
now.
Start level 1.
Okay.
One.
So you
It's
start at
1-1.
level 1-1, and you
Okay.
have, I think it's a 20-meter track.
Yes.
Is that correct? So you have 20 meters.
Why is
or
it so much static?
That's level 1. You have to have been by the end at that point.
Okay.
Can you get to give us it?
21.
Yeah, give
Hang
us
on.
20. Give us a 23.
Level 21, 16.
Okay.
That is the end of the final.
Hey,
Oh, hang on. Wait,
Go
that's
back
not
a little
possible. Hang on. Ready?
Level 21, 5. Level 21, 6.
That's
Wait,
quick.
Usain Bolt's not doing that
Sprinting
one.
back on this. Hang on. Ready?
Level 21, 9.
3, 4.
No,
4 seconds.
no.
You got 4 seconds.
And you have to stop and then sit around.
At level 24.
Mate, you've already
You've
been
got
right.
4 seconds.
And Robert Harvey clocked it. There you go.
No one's
Crazy.
clocked
No
it,
one's
mate.
clocking that.
No one's clocked
No
it.
one could do. I couldn't. I don't think. Maybe this is a challenge we do at some point. Jump in on the last level, see if you can finish one level.
I will say
I just don't think I could do it.
that who's that North Melbourne midfielder, young fella? Give me a young
Colby
North-
McKercher.
Colby McKercher, I do believe went to 24.6 on the
Yeah,
beat
he
test.
got pretty close. He got to 24.6.
Okay, well,
yeah.
some more news on the bonus. Telom on YouTube says Toby Pink has broken the 2K time trial record according to his sources.
I don't
4
doubt
minutes
that.
50.
The
That's
stink,
crazy.
the stink eyes come out absolutely flying.
Toby Pink's run 450.
Okay, also some more bonus news from Jordan Barrett. Griff Logue saved a cat from a tree this morning. It was unbelievable. He looks in
Unsurprising.
great shape.
Unsurprising from Griff.
There's more. Just keep sending them in. But we
Send
will.
them in.
Can we pivot? This isn't
Al Clarkson had a late growth spurt too, I think. He's now 6'8".
Baron Trump.
He had his last growth spurt at the age of 58, and he's now 6'9", I think. Is
Okay,
what-
great.
Anyway,
All right, let's move on to the next one.
that was funny. Let's get a few more of those in there.
Keep sending them in. We'll come back to them on YouTube. All right. The NBA Commissioner Adam Silver has hinted at possibly shortening the length of games due to lack of audience numbers. And Patrick Dangerfield has tweeted his support for something similar in the AFL.
Pat.
He says it's time to reduce AFL quarter length. Will,
Yeah.
sending this to you. Is this a good idea? Shortening AFL quarters.
Right. I don't know how the majority of AFL players feel. I don't know if Patrick does either. I think Patrick Dangerfield, highly respected, both as a player and as a voice. And when he speaks, people listen, right? And he knows that. And that's why his tweet ended with cue the outrage, right? He knows that putting this into the wilderness was not going to end too well because, one, you've got the fans and every external audience member going, okay, no worries, you want to play less? How about you get paid less, right? And that's the trumpet that gets blown. Overall, look, I played in the game 4 years ago. The year before that, I played when there was 60-minute games or whatever, 16-minute quarters. That was fun and all, but I think the best part about footy, especially when you're playing a good side, is in the last quarter when everyone's absolutely fucked. No one can stand up against their man. It's a not life or death, but it's a decision-making, skill execution, and mistakes are made and games are won and lost because people can't stand up to how stuffed you are. And I think that's a brilliant, unique thing about AFL footy. And yes, it was 4 years ago when I last played, but I don't think that reducing the quarter length of games would be that much of a benefit to players. And I don't think the game as a whole would be a better product because of it. And so I would then ask, like most people have had off the back of Dangerfield's comments, why? What's the reason? Is it for less injuries? I don't think you get less injuries because of that. We don't see this absolute string of injuries through the last quarter. I don't think the stats stack up against that. I don't think because the players are so tired, because they've been playing so long in games, that we're getting all these injuries or they have to go and train forever. We've never seen so much break given to players away from the game. I sit where probably most of the public sits, continue on as we go. Because I don't think the product's broken, Hammer.
Patrick Dangerfield wants to shorten the quarters of AFL football because in April this year he turns 35 and he is getting unfit and he's getting tired and he wants the game to go a bit shorter. It's just that simple.
Yes.
Geelong have got the oldest list ever. They're always fucking old. And he's like, well, why wouldn't I just throw this one out there?
Because on YouTube, Desert Rat 84 says old man Pat could just retire instead
exactly.
of having to run out full quarters.
Pat, you don't have to run out the full quarters. What I think they should do, and I think what Pat is trying to say is shorten the length of the quarters, less injuries, it's a fucking physical game, whatever. Scrap the interchange cap.
Yep.
I don't think what's the point of that if not to make players more tired? Like, just make it unlimited interchanges so that you can do what you want. You can be tactical with your interchanges, and it can just be, hey, mate, if you're fucked and you're going to get hurt if you keep playing, come off so we can get someone else on. I think that's one thing that I would do.
I don't think the state of the game is...
No, the game's in a fucking great spot.
Yeah,
But
so-
I agree with you completely with you've got the point where I'm fucked, but my opponent... Like Robert Harvey, we spoke about Robert Harvey.
Yeah.
He used to love that.
Yeah.
He used to stand next to his bloke and just be like, I've got you on toast, mate. I'm going to fucking run from here to the back pocket. I'm going to do a lap around the goalpost for a laugh, and then I'm still going to beat you to the ball. But no, you can't. If the games are shortened, professional athletes in the AFL are getting fitter and fitter and fitter. So that is just going to be, well, whatever. Who can kick the ball a bit better?
If the argument on Danger's side is, well, fans don't want to go to the footy that long,
yeah,
younger
they do.
people have got,
Record
shorter,
crowds, Pat.
shorter attention spans. I mean, no offense to Pat, he wouldn't have sat in the crowd for 15 years. He's been playing. He's been winning premierships and Brownlows.
Yeah.
So I don't think he knows what the fans want. Like, how the fuck would Pat Dangerfield know what the fans want?
Pat, let me tell you.
And honestly, how would I know, really?
Look, I'll tell you what the fans want. The fans want to go to the football. The fans want to watch the football. There were record numbers of attendance from last year broken. There were record numbers of attendance across AFL and AFLW. Viewership as well went through the roof.
If you want to watch,
fans want to watch the football.
if you want to watch short form, like
Well,
get the KO minis. Honestly, like you can watch that.
Download
That
TikTok.
exists. That exists.
Get TikTok, or fucking get Instagram. Watch
Mate,
Reels.
if I'm going to the footy as a fan and I'm going for 2 hours, I'll probably want to be there for 3. At least 4 more beers.
Yeah.
Like if I'm committing my 2 hours, that doesn't.
Yeah,
an hour less doesn't give me the rest of the day to do whatever I like. Like you're
go-
going to the footy.
You're getting in there early.
That's why it's good.
You're finding your seat. Mum gets there like 2 hours before a game just so she can sit and get ready.
I would say bring back like the VFL curtain raisers. Like people would go for longer.
Yeah.
Bring the
Get-
waffle back before the game.
Mate, reverse. Play the Uno reverse card on Mr. Dangerfield and lengthen the game.
Double headers. Let's go.
Oh, mate, I just think Paddy's a bit off the mark here. And it's a bit like that.
But he knew it. He knew he had. He already knew that before it even happened. He wrote it in his tweet.
Pat's playing 4D chess.
He knows.
We've got a comment here saying, this is the smartest and most logically thought out football-related comment I've heard come out of Scoey's mouth in a good while. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Did you hear what North Melbourne are doing with regards to this in their match sims? They've actually lengthened the quarters of their match sims to try and get fitter.
How long?
They're making it 50-minute quarters.
No, they're
Yeah,
not.
they are. They're playing 200-minute games
That's
in match sim
smart.
with no interchanges.
That's smart too.
Yeah.
And Alistair Clarkson's been playing at times. So
All right, we've
yeah,
got
put a pin in that
Yeah,
one.
put
More
a pin in
comments here from Neb saying, Will being scared of food is so funny. Being scared of spicy
Neb?
food.
Was that Neb?
Neb.
Honestly, mate,
Neb.
I reckon you could taste how hot this thing was through the YouTube comments. It was, mate,
And this is
I
getting
could
hotter.
smell it.
So
It
the
was
thing that I had was like, I think it was 2.4 million Scoville.
Schofield.
Schofield. This next one, the silencer, is over 3 million.
Yes,
Okay.
like
Insane.
no part of this makes me want to go, oh yeah, like awesome,
Let me have
mate.
the silencer.
Delicious.
Oh,
Silence
awesome.
me.
like with Drasco sitting next to us with
Yeah.
complete peer pressure of being on a YouTube live
Yeah.
platform nationwide.
Did you lick it or did you even touch it? No.
No.
Okay,
Why would I?
Yeah, that's fair.
So dumb.
I ate the whole thing.
Fozjam on YouTube says, got a sneaky super coach buy for everyone in the chat. And this is probably more boner chat. Taylor Goad from the Kangas. Get
Goaty.
him on your bench as a ruck. He's a unicorn. There you go.
Okay.
And
Free
funnily enough, he is actually a unicorn. He's got 4 legs.
I watched the Jerry
Has a
Springer.
genuine horn out of his bottom tooth goes up like a narwhal. He's got a big horn.
The narwhal goatee.
Have you guys seen the Jerry Springer doco that's just come out? Like the
No,
behind the scenes. It's
no.
very good. Beck and I watched it on the weekend, and it goes over the episode of the guy that came out that married his horse, and he's like kissing his horse on
And
stage.
was it real?
Yeah, it's real. Yep. And this
Jerry
other comment from John Murray Newman Scotch says, Dan is right. It's about the journey. Mavs winning without Luka would feel hollow. Couldn't agree with you more on that
Of
one,
course,
mate.
yeah. You've got the computer. You've just made that up. Dan's typed it himself. So that guy that married the horse.
Yes.
Did you see? Did you ever see that My Strange Addiction show? The guy who
Yes.
married his car, Chase.
Wasn't he like having?
He was
having
in
sex with-
a full on committed relationship with his
He
red
was having
Honda.
like sexual relations.
Yeah,
with
he was fucking the exhaust pipe.
Yeah.
And
Oh.
That's what I was trying to
the
say.
car
But
has
sure, that's exactly what he was doing.
I saw a thing of him the other day that came out. The car broke down and he had to get rid of it. But he's got like the bed sheets with the car on it. The pillowcase has got the car printed on it. He's got.
That's not
still
well.
remembers.
Hey,
it.
rest in peace,
well.
Chase.
Rest in peace,
Thinking
Chase.
about you, man. Thinking about you and your family. Let's get into some cricket. The Australia's women cricket team has obliterated England in their Ashes series,
Just took a
16
big shit all over
to
their faces.
nothing. An absolute embarrassment if you're English. Hammer, how bloody good was that?
Well, it was good in the sense that we beat England, but it was bad in the sense of like entertaining cricket, I think. There was very good. Like, we had a 5-4, we had a couple of hundreds, and we just pissed all over them. But, like...
You want some competition.
Off the back of the Indian-Australian men's cricket match that was, like, gripping, and it was like, fuck, this could go either way. You watch that, and if you're an Aussie and you're a patriot and you're sitting there just fucking, how good is this? Thanks for coming. But, like, there was never any drama in it, and other than the fact that we were pissing all over them.
Well, can I just say
Yes, you
that... Mate, that's nothing to do with us as Australians.
No,
it's
it
not,
was them.
It's not our fault that the English cricket team wasn't the coach saying the Australian cricket team had enormous advantage because they can go to the beach down at Bondi. He went for a walk and saw people playing outside, and that there's a huge advantage, physical advantage to people being more sporty in Australia. Did you see that?
No.
Absolutely disgraceful. Yeah, mate.
You sent us here. You forced us to
Yeah.
come over to Australia. Stop complaining. You brought us here.
We are you, basically, except we're just in jail.
They like
Convicts.
They were. I mean, fuck, they were shit. The English, they were shit. They dropped catches. They misfielded. They were just fucking horrendous the whole way through.
Yeah. So we won 6.
But their coach was saying like, "Oh, we're up for the fight. We've got, we got that dog."
Well,
in
they're
us."
not.
No, you don't. What dog have you got?
So
in
they
you?
were trying to talk about Bazball as well. It was like absolutely disgraceful. They lost 16-0, and I saw the 16-0 floating around, and Dan asked me today, what does that mean? Well, 16-0, they attributed points per game played. So
Yeah, I think it's 2 for a ODI, 2 for the Big Bash. So it was 4 for a Test. So they
won 16-0. That's how well England did.
Yeah, it was embarrassing. But in the Aussies, there was a couple of, as I said, Alana King took 5 for.
Mate, and we interviewed Alana King on Backchat last year. Great interview. You want to hear about what she's doing?
people
She was
comparing her to
ripping
Shane
ripping
Warne
the ball.
just because she's a leg spinner, but she lit
she lit up the
Insane.
G.
She was
ripping the
fucking
G.
excellent.
She was ripping the G apart.
I think Beth Mooney made 100.
There
There was a lot of good cricket played on
people-
our end, so there was some very poor cricket played
People
on their
were absolutely up in arms at points of social media over the weekend because they were putting up 5s and 100 made at the G on the honour board at the MCG. Can I speak about that?
Did you see the MCG clap back at the?
Yeah, correct.
That
That was at old mate used
at
to be
the
in
politician.
politics.
Yeah. Said, oh, they
not
might,
Kim
they
Beazley?
might,
No,
yeah,
maybe
they might confuse her with his dad.
Mark someone.
Yeah.
Mark Latham. That's who
Who
it was.
cares? Whatever his name was, fucking.
People who are having a cry about the MCG honours board and that women shouldn't be on there and this and that. One, would never have seen the MCG honours board, probably never will. It will never impact their lives.
Probably didn't even know it existed.
The only thing that will actually happen is for these girls that have taken a 5 or made 100 on the G is they go on an honour board, and it's probably one of the great moments of their sporting careers. It does not impact anybody. All these fucking wankers going, oh, it should be men, or oh, they just play in the junior team, oh, we're just giving these to anyone. No, they play for Australia. They're the women's team. They just beat England in the Ashes, and they're on an honour board. Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
It's embarrassing if you think that's a big deal.
Yeah, it's fucking
Unfortunately.
horribly embarrassing. But yeah, I'll tell you what, UFC does it well. The men's and women's, like, it's just the bantamweight championship. If Ronda Rousey was not the women's UFC bantamweight, she was just a bantamweight champion. Same with now Alana King's on the board. A King has taken 5 wickets in a test match.
Right, and that's elite to have there. A
Yeah,
King.
okay.
A King.
Hey, King.
A King.
I think she had a middle name in there.
One
somewhere.
last cricket one before we have a quick break. Thanks to Paywise.
Yeah, I'll check in on the cricket.
We will stay in cricket. Last week, the Hobart Hurricanes
Oh,
won
yes,
their
baby.
first ever BBL title,
Fuck
crushing
yes.
David Warner and the Sydney Thunder. Hamish Brayshaw, congratulations. How are you feeling?
I am feeling on top of the moon. Fuck, what a game that was.
Tell you what, so must have been a big difference watching Luka Doncic get traded from your team to watching what happened out in the bloody middle of
Holy
the
fuck.
Holy shit.
It was. So we were here when
You
it
were
started.
you were flat.
I was like really upset early.
Warner's clipping you around.
Warner's clipping us around, and I hate that guy. And they were like, they just got on top, and they set a really good score. And then thank fuck for Ellis and Meredith at the end to come through and really get it going, and sort of shore up the ship a little bit. And then Mitch Owen has decided to play stick cricket. and has got his iPad out and was like, fuck yeah, let's just flick that for 6, flick that for 4,
what are the great
flick that
games?
for 6.
What are great
Fuck
games?
yeah, that's going outside. I'm going to hit that for 6. Oh, this bloke's bowling spin. And what he did for 1 over was, I don't know if anyone's ever played stick cricket before, but you can buy this like premium thing where it tells you where the ball's going to bounce. He did that for 1 over and just went 6, 6, 4, 6, 1, 4. It was fucked, man. Like he just went off his head.
The shots were ridiculous.
In the
too.
second, contextually, the best Big Bash innings I've ever seen.
Yes.
Looking at shot for shot, the second best. Marcus Stoinis hit 147 or something at the G, which was literally out of this, like a genuine alien hitting cricket balls. But this was as good as anything I've ever seen.
In a granny.
And the team you supported, you were there 10 years ago. That photo of him, don't know how they fucking found that. Yeah. Him in the crowd doing that one as a fucking 14-year-old. And he has come out, and what he's done for himself, not only what he's done for the mighty Hurricanes, who have won their first premiership in the BBL, and the fucking town of Hobart's erupting. I had a semi, and I was then hard, and it was fucking the best thing ever. But what he's done for himself, and what you can do in the game of cricket, especially in the short format, is set yourself up for fucking life. And what he's done is he said to all the fucking IPL, he doesn't care about Linter Energy, he doesn't care what the carbon footprint is. He says, who's got enough fucking money to feed this? Who wants me? Who wants stick cricket fucking world tour domination or whatever it's called? He's set himself up for the T20s in India, in fucking Pakistan. He's going. I reckon he should go to the West Indies and play in their Caribbean tournaments.
One innings, but he also played.
He was
very
phenomenal
well.
all year. He hit the most sixes for the season. He was fucking awesome all year.
But then to do that in a game, in a big game, he literally like
with a big
big total with a big score to chase
I don't
down.
think you can do that in many sports. Like even AFL, and like someone goes and kicks 6. Oh, it's probably the equivalent of someone kicking 8 in a granny.
No, I'll tell you what is a really good equivalent, in my opinion. I've thought about this a little bit. Luke Shuey's 2018 grand final.
Great.
You're 5 goals down early. You're like, fuck, the world's stacked against us. And he just went bang and played one of the great grand finals I've ever seen.
But that didn't equate to Luke Shuey going and signing a 5-year deal for $1 million. Is my point.
It didn't.
But this bloke will.
Mitchy Owen will. Mitchy Owen will go and sign, and he will be on all the radars, and he will fucking live a good next few years.
Bloody love it.
As he should do.
Geez, Tasmania loved it, didn't they?
Oh,
they go
fuck
nuts
yeah.
down there.
They had
Ricky Ponting was like literally. He was almost crying in the
Ricky
in the box.
Ponting would have been crying. They had Tim David on Sunrise or something the next morning. He's
How was he?
Sitting there, and the question was, the reporter said, "Tim, have you slept, mate? How are the celebrations?" He kind of goes, I'm looking at a few of my the teammates still dancing and laughing at me, but no, we haven't. This has been the celebration, and he was clearly pissed. He had his sunnies on. It was fucking great. And like that was exactly what the Canes needed. They were excellent all year. And didn't Bev go bananas?
Yes.
Woohoo, you beauty, go the Canes. He was
Bevo.
the Bev
show.
show.
I'll have to get him on Hammer's Happy Hour.
We could. Yeah, we'll have to
definitely
reach
get
out to
him
him.
on.
It was just exceptional.
All right, one last comment before we go to Paywise. Lads, just in from Tom Morris. This is all
Is
the way
Kangaroos
from
related?
some
Boner related?
young superstar Chad Evans is signed as a rookie for the Boners. Excited to see what he's got.
I've heard
some
really
more
good
Boner
things.
news for you. All right, let's take a quick break.
Hi, I'm Will, and I'm a backman.
And I'm Gov, and I'm a Paywise brand ambassador.
And you're a backman.
Yes, I am, but I'm also a Paywise brand ambassador. And I know that the best way to get into your next car is through the Paywise novated lease.
To learn more about novated leasing, contact Paywise today or just ask Jeremy McGovern.
Of course, Paywise supporting the podcast for this year, and let's hope beyond. If you need a car, Hammer, what do they do?
Well, we Novated yourself a lease. We sort you out with a car. You want a car for cheap. You want to get in there with all your running costs sorted. We'll do that for you. We power the podcast. We power Simo. Simo works for us. So does Drew Petrie. We power them.
Yep.
We power North Melbourne, some of their greatest of all time. So we talk about the bonus on this podcast. We power Paywise. Paywise power the bonus. We are bonus.
We power bonus.
Yeah, we get them
up.
Yeah,
we get up and about.
We arouse bonus.
Okay, let's get back into it. The NFL is heading our way with the LA Rams and Philly Eagles set to face off at the MCG
Is that right?
late
or wrong?
in the year.
October.
This will be so bloody awesome. Let's go
2026, right?
2026, late next year. Scully, what's the plans? Are we going there?
Yeah, we're going. We're absolutely going.
When is it? October?
Yeah,
I'll be in the
October
off-season.
next year,
I'll be in the
2026.
off-season. I'm there.
Locked in. It's basically the Super Bowl for Australia.
They'll get 100,000.
I mean, talking about the Super Bowl for Australia, we will see you at the Leaderville Hotel live at Leadville Hotel.
Monday.
7:30 a.m. next Monday. Monday
Pints.
the 10th.
We're talking pints.
We're talking pints, and they're
Espresso
cheaper than
martinis.
usual. We're talking espresso martinis cheaper than usual.
Way cheaper than usual.
We're talking live big screen action. We're talking, I think, the American feed. I've asked specifically, no Nick Rewalt commentating the game. I don't know if you saw that last year. It was outrageous.
That was ridiculous.
We're not putting up with
Rui
that.
was out there.
We're not putting up with that. But most of all, not only will Hamish and I be cooking snags, don't know if you're committed to this or not yet, but I'll be there. They're free. The snags are free. Free snags.
What?
Mate, free snag on entry.
Buns too?
That's silly.
Mate, free bun on entry.
That's dumb.
Absolutely great.
We're giving money away.
So look, MCG NFL. Apparently, it's like a multi-year deal, and they're locking them in for. They go to England. They go to.
Yes. So I read something today that said that the Rams and the Eagles are the only ones who have licenses for marketing in Australia. So there must be some sort of deal.
Should we buy the rights to
Yes.
maybe like the Jacksonville Jaguars or
Yeah.
someone who's
The
real
commies.
bad?
Let's get the Commanders.
The Cleveland Browns.
Buy
commies,
low.
The Browns. The Denver Broncos. I'm excited. NFL at the G.
What do
Take
you reckon
thanks
about
for
the
coming,
Vikings? We should get them.
mate. They're good though.
Yeah, they are good.
They are good.
I don't really know anything. Never watched a game.
all
I
right.
think we'll be there.
Here we go, West Coast fans, the one that we've all been waiting for to discuss, or maybe not. The Brisbane Lions have reportedly held talks with West Coast co-captain Oscar Allen, who will be a restricted free agent at the end of this year. Oh boy, Will, this can't be real, surely. Don't give me Luka, Harley, Oscar. Don't give me all those. Can't
Well,
handle
to
it.
be honest, it is real. It's absolutely real, and this is on the West Coast Eagles. If you'd like me to continue getting angry at the football club, don't sign your captain and allow others to come and steal him from you. Like, feel free, West Coast. I'm sick of trying to be like, oh yeah, I'm going to be positive this year, mate. Okay? Can I ask you boys some questions?
Of course you can.
Please,
Is Oscar Allen an important player to West Coast?
Yes, very.
100%.
Is Oscar Allen the captain of West Coast?
Co-captain, yes.
Yes.
Does that make him in the top 5 best players at West Coast?
Yes.
Top three.
Even if it didn't, is he the top 3
Yes.
or 5? Any of those questions, the answers of yes. Do any of them say we shouldn't have him signed up for multiple years after this year?
How old is Oscar?
Oscar
He's
Allen
a year younger than me. He's 26,
is in the
25.
exact
Perfect age.
time age frame that the West Coast Eagles do not have. Like, he is literally ticking every box. Now, you might say, if you are a pessimist or you just don't like Scully bagging the Eagles, well, Scully, Oscar Allen hasn't played a lot of games. He's been injured. I don't care, Dan. I don't care. All right? If you want to say that, I don't care. How they don't have Oscar Allen signed up past this year is absolutely beyond me. And if he gets stolen by Brisbane, bad luck.
Yeah. I
Go against me.
I can't go against you. Oscar Allen should not go to Brisbane. Oscar Allen is born and raised in West Australia. He loved the Eagles growing up as a kid. He is their current co-captain.
He's their captain.
He just is in their top 5 best players regardless. He is so important. Like, imagine this. Close your eyes and try and to hold back the semi for a bit. Imagine Oscar Allen and the Loosh in your forward line for the next 5 years, just dominating. You can picture it here. You can see how good that would look. You've got Elijah Hewitt kicking it in there. You've got Harley Reid kicking it in there. You've got the boy rebounding off halfback and bombing at 80 metres so that Oscar can climb on top of heads. You can't do that if he's in Brisbane.
Yes.
If
Or anywhere
somehow...
else.
So, okay. What's West Coast... Look at West Coast this year. The West Coast Eagles' glaring, biggest fucking visual hole on the whole field is their fullback stocks. Jeremy McGovern goes down. That back line is in up shit creek with not a paddle. Like, they've got a fucking hose that's filling the creek even more.
Yes.
They're up shit creek with a shit hose that's pumping in more water into the creek. They are only in that situation because they let their vice captain go. If they do that with Oscar Allen, it is all no holds barred against the mighty West Coast Eagles.
I'm already there.
It's just
Mate.
you can't get. That's it. You just can't. You can't get there.
What's the argument that anyone on YouTube...
I'll finger my ass with the hot chicken if Oscar goes. They just can't let that happen. I cannot let that happen.
This is so.
They can't.
I'm telling you, it'll happen.
Someone on
mate.
YouTube has said, I've lost the comment now, but it's like, oh, here we go. Even if he signed a 5-year deal, he could still request a trade.
Yeah, he sure could, but this isn't driven by Oscar Allen. This is
It's
driven
Luka
by the
Doncic
Brisbane
style.
Lions.
He doesn't want to get a trade.
He hasn't signed a 5-year deal. He doesn't want to be traded. He's a West Coast bred person. He's the captain
He's
of the
the
club.
fucking captain.
He's not going anywhere unless West Coast don't sign him to a respectful deal
Unless
that
West
represents him
Unless Coast
as the
essentially
third.
usher him to the front door.
Yeah, correct. Top 5 player at the club. Who's your captain? I honestly can't name. Maybe Harley Reid. Anyone else at the football club you need to sign up, right? He's 26 years old, captain of the club. That's it. That's all I have to say.
They're like Harley's Harley's the number 1 priority to sign. Oscar's your number 2 priority to sign.
That's correct.
Very good.
No question about that.
All right, we've got one fine. If you go to backchatpodcast.com.au/fines, you can go and record a fine. If you've got some sort of issue with a mate, if you want to find the West Coast Eagles, if you want to find a broadcast network, which someone has done, send it through hello@backchatpodcast.com.au where you can email it, or just backchatpodcast.com.au/fines. Record it, send it, play it.
Hey boys, I would just like to find Channel 9 this fine evening for the absolute piss poor reporting and questioning of our man Ruben fucking Jimby.
Yep.
Wow.
Asking him if the line for the toilet was too long. Are you fucking kidding me? What a fucking joke. What a joke of an organisation. They should be ashamed of themselves. And those reporters, quit your job. You're fucked.
That's a
Right,
great
Channel 9.
find.
Asking if the line for the toilet was too long.
I missed that. Was that a?
That couldn't have been a real
Was
question.
that a doorstop?
Would have
top
been like on
operation?
the way out of the court. Hey, Ruben was the line at the toilet too long.
Ruben.
Yeah, I will say, and this is not pointed at anyone. I don't want anyone at vendetta against, but
Feels pointed.
They don't usually have the sport reporters out at the thing. They have the crime reporters who are ruthless individuals.
Yeah.
Yeah. They
Ruthless.
need a story.
Yeah.
They need a story out of the
Ruben, what do you think about your thing? No comment. Ruben, what did you receive? Ruben, what do you think about Oscar Allen not having a contract? Ruben, was the line at the toilets too long?
Jeepers.
Yeah, it fucking was. And I pissed on the fence at a music festival next to the other 50
I
people.
pissed
that
on the
were doing it.
fence. So I pissed on the fence next to someone who'd vomited on the fence and got away with it because
correct.
that's not illegal.
And then the person sitting on the ground who had drugs coming out all over the place. Like, they
yeah,
were
and
there
next
as
to a
well.
bloke that was walking his dog that shit on the floor and didn't do anything about it and didn't pick it up and left. And here I am just pissing. It's going to get absorbed into the ground. And you give me $1,000 fine with a
And he
fucking
would have been
suspended
hydrated
sentence.
as well. He would have had so much water
Oh,
in his
yeah.
system. Would have been,
Yeah,
could have drunk it.
It would have been fucking
Could've Red
watermelon
Bulled it.
Powerade or watermelon Gatorade.
All right, a couple more YouTube comments. Aiden Hodgkinson, breaking news. Matt Guelphy has re-injured his hamstring, set for extended period time on the sideline.
This is premium hammy time, I'm telling you.
Everyone's doing them.
It's not good.
Essendon,
Did
copping
Matty
it.
Guelphy move clubs, or am I making that
Nah,
up?
he's still at Essendon.
Okay.
And the same person also said that the West Coast Eagles have released a statement on the Liam Ryan incident.
Oh yeah, he got off.
Do you want me to read? Do you want me to read this out or?
What? I mean, whilst we're talking about, you can find it if you want. Whilst we're talking about Ruben Jimby, like Liam Ryan.
Yeah, Liam Ryan. So
Investigation's been finished by the AFL.
Investigation's been dropped as it should have been. It was just two blokes having a fight. Like, okay, fuck, what's wrong with that? Probably not a great look, but no one's done anything.
Yes.
You just two blokes, okay, and it didn't look like no one got king hit. It was like, okay, I'm squaring up to you, you're squaring up to me. Let's fucking throw a few. Done. He gets off scot-free, and Ruben, who
we
pissed
go.
on a fucking fence, got $1,000.
Club statement. With the AFL completing its investigation into the incident involving forward Liam Ryan on January 15th, West Coast Eagles have finalised the club's review. So I'm going to skip all the chaff here, but it says this is aligned with the club's findings that Ryan attempted to de-escalate the situation before facing a serious physical
I wonder
threat.
what that looked like. It's like,
Fuck you.
You want to fight? Nah, not really. Like, no, we're fighting. Okay, let's go. We're going to fuck you up.
So that's it. The club's taking no further action. All sorted.
So the club
Liam's
doesn't
free to
condone
play.
violence. This is not a situation that Liam wanted to be involved with. He died to de-escalate. John Worsfold talking about this. I know for a fact what Woosha thinks about this whole thing, so that's hilarious. Liam fully cooperated.
So
WA
I
police.
tell you what's funny reading that. Like, I've got no issue with what happened. I think it's two blokes having a fight, play ball, no worries at all. But this one here, where it is,
We hate a bloody club statement.
So
by the
yeah,
way.
I hate the club statements. We found that Liam was not the situation that he wanted to be involved in, and he tried to de-escalate the matter. So if you ever hear an actual fighter talk, like a UFC fighter or a boxer or anything like that, when they're talking about being in a street situation like this and fighting, the first thing they say is just like, run away. Doesn't matter what's happening, just turn around and run away. That's de-escalating the situation. Not, hey mate, settle
Throwing
down.
fists.
It's literally just turn around and run. And their whole thing is like, you don't know if the bloke's got a gun, you don't know if the bloke's got a knife.
Yes.
Granted, a lot of them in America, and that can happen.
Yes.
But like, always their advice is turn around and run away. That's de-escalating the situation. Not standing there saying, "Fuck you, mate, shut up. Let's settle this down a bit." That's not de-escalating. So that's what. Yeah, he did everything he could de-escalate the matter. No, he didn't. But who cares? It's two blokes having a fight.
All right. One last thing before we let you go on this sad day of sport with Luka Doncic. Just watching some footage now of him arriving on a jet in Los Angeles. Let's get a. Oh, we got a. You send it. We read it. Jaden, we've even got a sting for it. Wow.
Do we really?
That's right. It goes. You
Played
send
it
it.
before by accident.
Here we go.
You said it, we read it.
You hardly read it.
Read it. If
You
it's
said it,
good.
you hardly read it.
All right, this is from someone. I should have copied and pasted the name, but it says, "Hey legends, I reckon we should get a petition going for Creed at the AFL Grand Final. Corey Wagner to sing higher if they make it and win.
Right.
Thanks, legends. Love the work. P.S. Dan Eagles suck."
Thanks. I don't get the Corey Wagner part. What does that mean?
Neither do I.
Is the lead singer? Who's the lead singer of Creed? What's his name?
Couldn't tell you with any
Is
certainty.
it Corey Wagner?
That would be pretty funny. Mate, Creed have had a resurgence. They're
So
right.
this is off the back
It's
of you
Scott
talking about.
Stapp is
Okay.
the.
Scott
So
Stapp. Does he
Stappy-
look like Corey Wagner?
So this is
He
off the
must
back
do.
of you talking about Creed.
Creed with Cal
Yeah.
on Friday.
Let me tell
Which,
you.
if you haven't listened to that episode of Hammers Happy Hour with Cal Kramer and this from the Southern River Band, do yourself a favour and go back and listen to it. It was fucking funny.
So you spoke about a specific song, One Last Breath.
I thought it would be a beautiful first dance song.
So let me tell you what my weekend involved after listening to you on Friday night.
Yep.
I proceeded to drive around Perth with my children in the back most of the time, playing Creed.
Yeah, beautiful.
Loudly,
Oh, beautiful.
with the windows down.
Awesome.
And I would challenge people that think Creed's no good
Listen to Creed.
I'll give you my top 4 Creed songs. These are the little hammer ranks.
Yep, I only know about 5.
I'll give you. I reckon you know 4. I tried to find a 5th, couldn't find it. Just listen to some of the quality of these, right? Let's
Good tune.
It's so far down. Right? So that's One Last Breath.
Yeah,
right?
One Last
6
Breath. What a
feet,
great
you know, which is one of the greats. Mate, listen to this.
Oh, higher.
A place where blind men see.
Can you what a great
Take
song.
me high. All right, that's higher.
Yeah, what a
right?
great song, yeah.
Unbelievable. Stay with me.
I'm with you. I think I know.
I'll just turn it down so I can get.
Oh,
Was this their first?
It lands with arms wide open under the sunrise. I don't really know this word. Welcome to this place. I'll show you everything with arms wide open. Right, that's 3, right?
fucking
Incredible.
Huge
right?
tunes.
I've got another one for you.
this would probably be my sacrifice, wouldn't it?
Others will fly. They bring tears to my eyes. My sacrifice. Like, I don't know.
That's their set. That's their grand final set. Those 4 songs. That'd be elite.
Who butchered the hell? Meatloaf.
Meatloaf,
Right?
he
Give
is
me
so
those 4 over any. Mate, Creed, people think they're shit. Mate, they're unbelievable. You know every word. You know every word, every song with the top
What
4
we would
of
have to do what we would have to do to get them to really get them over the line is so the AFL Grand Final would start with "Welcome to Country." We'd lock that in. There's a national anthem. We would do that.
Sung by Creed.
So-
the
no,
national.
we would-
the,
no, that
the,
would
the
be
Welcome
great.
to Country by Creed.
Now, "Welcome to Country" by who is it?
Let me welcome
Who's
you
the
to the
uncle?
country.
Someone. I'm not sure what his name is. Fuck, he does them all.
Uncle.
No,
They
actually
could
not sure.
mix it up and get something different.
So the "Welcome to Country" would be
Yep.
done. The national anthem would have to be sung
By John Farnham,
but
yep.
you would need you would need to recite the Lord's Prayer. 100,000 people would have to recite the Lord's Prayer.
They're very
Oh, to
religious,
get
Creed.
Creed
Yeah,
in.
it's a Christian rock band.
Is that right?
They would have to. Yeah, we would do "Our Father in Heaven," "Hallowed be." Whatever.
I feel like when I was
Imagine
listening,
100,000 people chanting that, and then Creed. Can you take me higher?
I feel like listening to all the words and all the songs. I was like, oh, this is about God, isn't it?
Yeah,
This
it's
is
all about God.
about
Yeah, it's
Jesus.
all about
Hey,
Jesus.
it's about time. You know.
Hello, my
Positivity
friend. Hello, my
back.
friend. We meet again.
About
It's been a while.
time.
Where should we begin? He's talking to God.
All right, that's it
My
for.
sacrifice is talking about.
Talking about probably Jesus, I think.
Yeah, probably. We should ask him. Let's get him on. Could you get him on
Jesus?
Ham's Happy Hour?
Jesus.
Yeah, actually, that'd be a good one.
Possibly.
Me sitting across from the empty couch, just making it all up.
Come on, man.
I like it.
That's what it is.
Friday, Hammers Happy Hour. Anything locked in for that? Yeah,
Nothing
Hammer-
this week.
Okay,
I've got
that's
to think.
great. We do.
Jesus.
Jesus, yeah. If all else fails,
You
I'll
should get a
interview.
Kangaroos, former, past, current, great. I don't know who.
We'll find someone. We'll find. We can find someone.
That'd be brilliant. One-on-one with Simo.
Pass the Orcs, which is Tom Barris's
Yes.
podcast, which is on its own feed. Just search Pass the Orcs on Spotify. Find the playlists that are all there with all the songs. This week, special guest Nick Nat Nui
Yeah,
joins
crazy
Pass the Orcs. It's on YouTube as well. Just search. That's on its own channel as well.
What sort of
Yakatubi.
music you getting in? Yeah.
Mate, he has an eclectic mix. I'll give you. So Paramore's
Creed.
on there.
He's very religious. He probably loves Creed.
great.
Paramore's on there. Then also Natalie and Brulia. Like
There
it's
you go.
it's a real mix. So that's bloody
Old
good.
Yakatubi.
That's happening.
That's happening.
We will, on a little bit more of a serious side of things, releasing a chat with Mick Turner that we did last year. Mick unfortunately passed away a couple of weeks ago, almost 3 weeks ago now. So he was a part of the Geelong Falcons footy factory. Basically, for me personally, set up my football journey as a junior developing young footballer. So we did a chat last year. We've been holding off on it a little bit. Mick's funeral was last week, and we're going to play that in a bit of a celebration of his life. So that'll be Wednesday's guest chat.
Perfect.
Nice.
There we go. Anything else we need to... Oh, Shelter Footycast starts again this Thursday.
Yeah, it was meant to start today. I shat the bed, forgot to tell Jaden we weren't on, and didn't do a run sheet.
Oh,
so
did you rock up, Jaden?
Yeah, Jaden was here. Yeah, Jaden was here. It's been a long day for Jaden, and now he's about to head home with a cornflakes
Creed.
box over his head.
And playing Creed.
Playing Creed.
with a house on his face.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Jaden Smith styles.
Thanks to Paywise.
Yeah, thanks
Oh,
to
yeah,
Paywise,
thanks.
TABtouch, Dallas Brewing Co, Whippersnapper Whisky, ID Athletic, Mamba Digital, On One Plumbing and Electrical, Camera Electronic.
Darcy Reader just rang from On One.
Really?
Yeah, he's probably like, "Where's my shout out?"
Well, there you go, Das. We will see you next Monday. Hopefully some
We won't see
positive
Das
news.
next Monday, will we?
We might.
We might.
Maybe it could be. Maybe a Good Friday.
Yeah, he actually could be a great
Plumbing.
Friday.
Happy hour.
Yeah, plumbing.
Biggest shit you've had to plumb out.
Oh.
There you go.
Yeah, that would be right where my
Mate, he
mind
could
went.
be in.
He could be in.
Okay.
All right, see you next week.
Bye.